Reset TV, what is happening? Listen, man, this is gravitating away, and I think this is an important conversation for so many reasons. I think black folks are suffering from an illness, a sickness that's been happening decades and decades, for so many decades to this very day. And I asked the question, why is it that so many of you feel the need to be burdened, and I emphasize burden, to need to follow a leader? The many of you, even subconsciously and indirectly, are seeking to be led by a leader. I ask this question because I'm wondering, what is it and why is it that we find ourselves in a predicament where we can't lead our own homes, our own children, do for self? And I think it's because mainly race hustle is such a lucrative angle and grift that the people you revere, right? Your politicians, your hip hop stars, your black celebrities, your YouTubian activists. Shout out to Tariq and Dr. Umar. All these guys that you guys find yourselves entangled in, right? In their platforms, using their talking points. Are you afraid to stand out here and fail and learn on your own, only to try again and maybe one day succeed? Are you afraid of that? Why do you feel the need to have a leader, somebody representing you, when you were born here alone? I'm a twin, and each of us, me and my brother, shout out to I Smoke Hip Hop, by the way. Y'all check out that man's channel, OG of YouTube, I Smoke Hip Hop. But even as a twin, we came out that thing alone, right? So I'm talking to a group of young men, and it was so refreshing that they were labeled as delinquents, right? Headed to nowhere, messing up. But when I was speaking to these kids, because this is what I do, by the way, for a living, it was refreshing that most of them say they don't trust nobody older than them. They don't trust anybody saying that they're representing them. And I get it. You gotta break through that distrust, that shield that they keep on them, right? You gotta break through it, figure out where they come from, what they're going through. And more than the words you provide for them, they want to see what you can do for them to have some type of faith in, you know, in the things you're saying you want to do for them. But it was refreshing to see a group of young men basically want to learn the game for themselves. They don't want to go out there and be fed who to vote for, i.e. Kamala. They don't want to be fed and told who to follow. Their main purpose was acknowledging that they're in the wrong in terms of the predicament they find themselves in with the law. Two, to break the generational curses that they've been seeing all around them, not just in their families, but in their environments, i.e. the hood, so on and so on. But it was refreshing. And it just made me think, and this is why I'm doing this video. Am I tripping, or the majority of black folks, even when they don't admit it, somehow, some way, shape, or form are chasing a leader? This is sad. This is truly sad. I was watching also the Middle Nation channel. Forgot the brother's name that speaks on that channel. Shout out to him. He looks like a white Malcolm X, if there ever could be such a thing. And I like dude. He's very respectful. I love the way he breaks things down. Wasala. But he talked about there's a difference with respecting your elders versus solely showing acts of respect but not following suit. Meaning, sometimes we spend time, right, doing a display of respect, but we don't follow them. What do I mean? Our elders already left the blueprints for us. We're in a state where we don't need any leaders. We're supposed to pick up the blueprint and run with it, but we don't. We revere more so than ever, right? Musicians, artists. And going back to Malcolm X, I remember Malcolm X saying, you'll never see any other race where their quote-unquote leaders are their entertainers. And this is a pivotal thing I want to touch upon. More than your grifter activists on YouTube, Tariq, Umar, and so on, more than your do-for-nothing politicians, the Black Caucus, very neutral organization, right? The Black Caucus, they don't do anything. Only when they want your votes, just like any other politicians. But more than your politicians, our old and young revere black celebrities, i.e. black entertainers. So even when you say you don't follow a Tariq Nasheed, a Dr. Umar, or you don't follow your local politicians or national politicians, you still look to the words and the influence of our entertainers. So when it's all said and done, you're still looking for a leader. I challenge you, my people, and I'm not trying to be preachy. I'm just being genuine and honest. But I challenge y'all to have faith that a better day doesn't come without a fight and a struggle. Meaning, just because you are failing in whatever endeavor you choose to do, just because the state of your existence seems bleak, right? You're going through stuff, you owe money, shit just don't feel right. It's not an excuse to feel like, I'm gonna go click on YouTube. It's one thing to follow, right? Or pay attention to somebody's channel. It's another thing to take on everything about that person, the way they speak, the things they tell you you should do, but yet you don't try it for yourself. You don't research. You don't go back and look at the blueprints that's already set forth for us, right? You don't try none of these things to realize it comes with turmoil. It comes with falling a time or two, or maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 times before you succeed. We're in a state where things are not the same, man. Things aren't the way they used to be, man. Everything seems dark right now. It seems hard to even pay rent, mortgage, groceries. I don't care who's at the presidential office. I'm just saying this, y'all. Now is the time. Cut them off, man. Cut them off. Stop having people speak for us. Stop thinking it's staying on code to have a black leader, whether they're a politician, entertainer, or a YouTube grifter. It's time for you, especially my black men, to be that example. You don't need the leader. If you're somebody like me, that's chill. You don't just come on YouTube or anywhere else to talk. You put in work. While you're helping your own family, your own children, you have the time to go out there and help others as well. Build. Be a part of something that's constructive. We all can be our own leaders. We don't need anybody grifting on us anymore, making money from our pain, playing us in our face every day. More than that so-called white man that they want you to believe is your biggest problem, white supremacy. Nah. Black theology, man. Black trauma theology based upon race is the biggest hustle out here. is the biggest hustle they got for you out here, man. I know this shit ain't easy. I don't even know if it's supposed to be easy anymore. But my only job is to make sure I build this thing called the mind constantly, reciprocating knowledge back and forth, fixing whatever's wrong with me, all my faults, to be a superior being for myself, not to flex on anybody else. We could do that back and forth all day, but our biggest crutch, I believe, as a people, is that the majority of us are still looking for leaders. This ain't the 60s. This ain't the 60s. There's too many ways to make money. It's too many ways to get up, right? And do something for yourself. Do something for your communities. Whatever it is that you want to do and trying to do, you don't need to listen to somebody tell you 25 different ways how to get it done. The blueprint is already here, y'all. I don't say this to sound like I'm getting on my people, but I think that's our biggest problem. Why do we think as black people we need a leader? We need a face. That shit don't take us anywhere. I promise y'all. We already don't agree on shit anyways. This is Gravitating Away on Reset TV. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to tap in, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm really trying to break that 10,000 subscribe barrier. Once we hit 10K, I can start going live. It's something that I stay true to. I don't want to go live until we hit 10K. And we're almost there. I need y'all support. But if you think this is something that you're in agreement to, let me see your comments. If you don't agree, let me see your comments. But I think our biggest problem is everybody want to be a Malcolm X and everyone else want to follow said Malcolm X. There's only one Malcolm X, meaning all of our leaders had their time. We're in a state where we don't need leaders anymore. Black folks ain't staying on code anymore, man. These leaders, you don't know what ulterior motives they have anyways. Why do you even have faith in man or woman to help you out of the conditions you are in, right? You need a mentor, get a mentor. You need somebody to chop it up. There's people out there. Chop it up with them. Learn a thing or two to better your situation. But a leader? I'm sorry, man. I'm in a position where I can't have nobody lead me. I don't know about y'all, but I can't do it personally. I cannot. So let me know what y'all think about this video in the comment section, and I'm gonna holler at y'all.